Good evening. Smile and smile and have a good attitude. I remember when I was in high school in a Spanish class, I remember my teacher said, Sam, you don't realize what a big difference your aura gives off when you smile. Um, she goes, never underestimate the power of your smile and of exuding a level of happiness. It attracts people to you, but you don't want to fake it. You don't want to fake it, but you do want to make a conscious effort in life to be an overall positive person, to be someone that others want to be around, because that is going to give you a level of success in itself right there. Um, you do kind of get what you put out. So just, make a mental note of that. And welcome to everyone who is joining the chat room or who will join the chat room. Every night on this channel, I go live and I welcome you to join. You can hit the subscribe button. It's usually between 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every night. And it's a good time. And tonight, what I wanted to share on, because what I do is in addition to read each and every comment, what I wanted to share on was the secret to success and different things I've learned in life that breed, that enhance your odds to become more successful. Is there a necessarily one secret? Many people who do self-help books and things like that, they try to sell you on there's a secret recipe. There's not a secret. And anyone who is wise and anyone who is centered will tell you that anything in life, whether it's weight loss, whether it's obtaining money, or whether it's doing anything in life that you want to achieve, there's really no one big secret. What it is some key principles, some luck, and some connections and some setbacks. The first thing that I would share with anyone, the first thing I would share regarding the secret of success is make sure that you are defining what you perceive to be success. What does that mean? If you allow society to determine your success, then you are going to automatically go to college, maybe work a job you don't like, maybe get married, maybe have a house. You're going to go down a path of what society, you're going to grind until you make it. You're going to get a nice car. And I've done some of those things. It took me years to reposition my life to start to live a life that I deemed successful. Many people look at me now and say, how can a guy living out of his car talk about the secret to success? Well, there's a couple things to that. One is I lived the alternate life. I've had a Jaguar, had a Range Rover. I lived in a gated community. And to be honest with you, my net worth was less than. Not that that matters, but for many people who are going to define what success means to you, they are going to look at the metrics of net worth, this and this and that. Now you need money and you should work and you should save money and you should. But what I'm trying to tell you is you have to start right at the beginning. And if somebody can listen to this, whether they're in the end of high school, the beginning of college, if you don't have kids, if you're young and if you haven't bought a house and if you don't have a lot of financial entanglement, a lot of financial commitment, you are in the best position. Because when you don't have a lot of financial commitment and if you didn't start a family yet, you can do anything you want with your life because you don't need a lot of money if you live simply, but if you live how you define success. I define success at this point in my life, living in my car, living in Florida, living very light, non-materialistic, and not a lot of friends, really no friends. Some people say, Sam, you don't have friends, you live in your car, you don't date. That's not successful to me. And maybe for some people they're right, it isn't. But I have to define success for myself, even if only 14 people are in a chat room, or 4 or none. Success starts with you mapping out what matters to you, what excites you. I always felt, even when I was young, I always felt I was like attracted to small, cute spaces and cheap things. Like I was going to buy a small little cheap condo. And I ended up speaking to my mom and speaking to other people, and I'm thankful for my mom's help and for different people, but I ended up getting entangled in a bigger condo than I needed. And even though it was a blessing for a season of my life, it really, when you're young, you don't know what you want. When you're in college, you don't know what you want to do for the rest of your life. When you're in high school, you certainly don't. And even for many people, they may not even know it until they're in their 30s. So while you figure out what you want to do in your life, be careful not to sign too many financial commitments, whether it's car payments, whether it's long-term leases, whether it's mortgages, whether it's long-term relationships, children, marriage. You do not have to sign your life away. That's success one. The second point of that, which I share as a constant theme on this channel, is if you can show up consistently, you have solved 90% of the success equation. You have solved 90% of your problems. 90% of your problems can be solved by showing up. Most people that you start to work with, that you start to go to school with, that you start anything with, most people that you start with will not finish. Most people that start a YouTube channel won't finish. Most people that start a business won't finish. And it's not to say that they're right or wrong, but many people just stop showing up. You will get ahead by default in life if you can show up. Now, did I show up at everything that I've ever done? No. There was a season of my life when I was working construction, and I remember working on one job that involved like a lot of high climbing, and I really didn't want to do it. Now, I really didn't even want to do construction, but to be honest with you, I saw a level of success in getting a degree and getting my career started off well. But there was a couple jobs that I hated, and there's more than a couple. But there was this one that I really didn't like because I didn't like heights. And I kind of didn't show up as much as I should because I just didn't want to be there. So there's exceptions to that rule. I don't want to be disingenuous, but I want to always state, you will get ahead just by showing up because other people won't show up, and then automatically you move up in the lineup. Like you're batting ninth, like if we were using a baseball analogy, you're batting ninth, you're batting last in the lineup. If a couple people on your team don't show up, guess what? You can move up in the lineup, not by having a better hitting average, not by doing anything of your own doing, just by simply being there and other people not. Showing up is a secret to success. Define your success, show up. What's next? What's next is writing down a structure of your objectives. You know, if you were at a job and you were overwhelmed, what's the next step to get ahead? It's to write down top 3 things you need to do to prioritize your time. A prioritized list, start with the top 3 things. The overwhelmed mind cannot move forward. The overwhelmed mind cannot be successful. Not because it doesn't want to, but because there's too much pressing on the mind, and the mind doesn't have focus to begin. So here you are, you define your path, here you are, you showed up, but now you're overwhelmed and you don't know where to start. You start with a prioritized list of the top 3 things you need to do for that day. Success is built over time, and you're going to have setbacks, but every day you got to have 3 things you want to do, even if you're not working. Wake up early, go to gym, do whatever. 3 things you want to do, prioritize that you need to do. Get a new battery in your key fob. Today I had to get a new battery in my key fob for my car. What's a key fob? I'll show you. A key fob is this. It's like the car thing. There's no key. There's an emergency key here, but there's a battery behind it. And there's a sensor that when this gets close to the car, it can unlock it. But when the battery gets bad, it won't. So example, if that was a task you needed to do, and for tomorrow, you need to write that down. Now that may be the last in your prioritized list. it's not as important as other things, but that's something that needs to be done. And if your mind is overwhelmed, you have no focus. You could easily sit there all day and binge watch Netflix, binge watch my YouTube, looking at Instagram for hot chicks that, you don't even know how you got to her grid, how you got to that picture, but you're just surfing the internet. And the mind, that's why a lot of technology companies are capitalizing, because the mind is easily distracted. The mind is easily overwhelmed, and it's the discipline of the mind that gains a level of success. It's the focusing of the mind. It's the structuring of the mind. Top 3 things you need to do every day. Prioritize list. And the next thing I want to say is setbacks. So, you can structure the mind. You can do all these different things. You're going to have setbacks. No matter how well you plan, no matter how hard you work. So I just want to say that part of success, it sucks. It's painful. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to have setbacks, sometimes devastating setbacks. The only thing I can figure is you got to get back up. And you're going to ask yourself, you're going to say, I don't want to get back up. And I've been there. So what is the thing that's going to get you back up after you have a severe setback? Here's what's going to get you back up. If you choose not to get up, this world will keep kicking you. So even though it's very seductive to stay down on the mat when the world serves you a setback, what you have to remember to get yourself back up is even if you stay down, this world will keep kicking you. So get up, put one foot in front of the other, one day at a time, and that's success. Fall 7 times, stand up 8. And all setbacks will teach you compassion, and that's good. And humility, that's good. The secrets to success, or some things I've learned that I think can make your life a little bit more successful. Mitigate risk. Mitigate risk. Lower your risk. Now in life, you have to take a little bit of risk. Changing a job is a risk. Taking on a new job, taking on a higher position job, that's a risk. There's things such as risky as stocks, as starting your own business, huge risk. Most businesses fail. So a lot of times people say too, like people, if you want to be a stock traders fail. So do the majority of new businesses. Most things you do in life, you'll fail. But some things have higher risk than others. So stock trading, huge high risk. Most people definitely fail. Taking a position as a manager, it's a risk, but not as much as a risk. So how do you mitigate risk? You have to say, well, I'm not going to risk 100% of something. I'm going to risk only 25% of either my savings or 25% of. You have to plan out worst case scenario. So if you take this job and it doesn't work out, what's the worst case scenario? Are you in a region where there's other jobs available that you can easily get another job, even though it does take, even if you're well qualified, 4 to 6 months to get a job in most cases. If you decide to start your own business and you're going to have to upfront money, and most businesses are undercapitalized, meaning they don't have enough money to sustain the beginning, are you risking, did you cash out your 401k to start your business and are you going to put it all on the line? You can do that, but you have to be mindful that may actually make it. You got to have some risk in life, but you got to mitigate it. That's my opinion. The problem is too, even if you mitigate it, let's say you had $10,000 and you say, I'm willing to risk 30%. I'm willing to risk $3,000 and whatever you want to do, whether it's start a hair salon, whether it's whatever. A lot of times, if you reach that $3,000 target and you burn through $3,000, you may say, okay, this is how much I was willing to risk. Now, do I want to put more in it? And many people still put more in it, and I've done that. It's hard, even when you have a certain amount allocated that you only are willing to risk. Sometimes you end up putting more into it. But you have to be mindful of that. I thank God that I've never crossed certain thresholds by the grace of God, that I've always had a level of risk management where I say, well, I'm not going to put everything on, because there's a level of security in having a certain amount in savings, a certain amount, and I haven't always been there, but what I'm trying to tell you is risk management and always putting some aside that you hopefully will never touch. Why? Because there's always an emergency. And because when you know you have a little bit of security, you can be yourself more, which means you'll succeed more. You can make more rational decisions, and you can be more humorous and fun. You know, when you're under the gun, you cannot be yourself. It's very hard to be yourself when you're under the gun at work, and you're living paycheck to paycheck. You know, or when you're starting your own business, or whether you're starting your own YouTube channel, whatever. When you have a level of security, there's a little bit more ease. And when things are at ease more, you can be yourself more. And being yourself is the key to your success. Luck. You need some things to go your way. No way around that. You do. You can be smart. You can mitigate your risk. You can show up. You can be consistent. You're going to need some things to go lucky. You're going to need a video to go viral. You're going to need a manager to give you an opportunity. You're going to need different things. And some people call it the grace of God. I certainly recognize that. Some people just call it pure luck. You know, everyone's different. But that's also to keep you humble. You need some breaks along the way. There's no way around that. Whether you're doing a business or whatever. Because it could easily, you know, I remember watching, there's several people that I've watched that are very famous in different ways, whether they're a comedian, whether they're whoever, a businessman, businesswoman. And I've heard a lot of times people who are very successful get interviewed and they say, if you weren't doing this, which made you successful, what would you be doing? And many of the most successful people in the world say, you know what, I would probably just be a regular person. Or I'd be unemployed. So a lot of times it's tempting to think you've earned your own success, and you do earn it through certain things, but you also got a little bit lucky. And you could easily be on the other side of that table and just be a regular schmo or even be unemployed. Never forget that. It takes that. And that should keep you a little bit humble. Health is definitely part of everything. If you don't feel good in life, I'm just talking about overall success tonight. Just success, period, and how I look at life. You know, you're going to hate life because you can't do anything. If you can't do anything, doesn't matter what you have or what you don't have. You hate life. And it's easy to hate life. Very easy to hate life. Very easy not to want to be here anymore. Very easy. I've been there. When you get older, like even today, like I was getting out of my car. I said, man, as I get older, it's harder to even get out of my car. Your youth is success. Seize the moment while you're young. Remember, you will be old. Seizing the moment is success. Not waiting for the perfect opportunity is how you go to success. Success, just like happiness, is an inside job. And the minute you start to look to somebody else to define your success or to give you success, you're going to be disillusioned. You're going to need breaks, and there's no one path for everyone. But I just tried to share with you in my open dialogue, and I will get to all live comments, just some of my general thoughts on it. Again, there's no like magical secret per se, but there's some things that may help. You still may not be successful, especially considering how other people may view success. There's no guarantees in life. That's like the final statement I'll make with regards to everything in life in this world. You can do everything right. You can be the best. There's no guarantee. No guarantee for any of us. And that's it. Now we'll go live comments. I'll roll down my window and we'll go from there. Antonio, what's up, brother? How are you, man? He says, Sam, how are you? You're so right. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate the encouragement. I appreciate everyone who watches the video. If you watch it and these videos help you, I appreciate you taking the effort to give a thumbs up. If you're watching on Roku, just leave a comment. If you can't leave a comment because you're watching on Roku, cooking dinner, just leave a comment on a replay or just holler at me on the TV. They say, Sam, I'm watching. You can't hear me. Thank you. Rob, what's up, Sam? Hope you're well. Rob, I appreciate that. I hope you're good also, man. How was your day? Big Bad Dawn. Hey, Big Bad Dawn. How are you in the woods? Good evening. Good evening to you. Love and respect to you. Good to see you. John, what's up, brother? Good evening, Sam. Good evening to you. Good to have you back, man. New viewer. Good to have you. Carmen. Hey, Sam. Checking in from North New Jersey. I don't miss it, but I love New Jersey, but not really. Love the videos and the positive message. You're awesome. Well, Carmen, thank you. I appreciate that. Love and respect to the Garden State. That's what they call New Jersey. I had that license plate for 37 years. On the bottom of the license plate in New Jersey, it says Garden State. Are there a lot of gardens in New Jersey? Definitely not in North Jersey, unless you're Northwest. Now there are some still country farmlands in South or Southwest Jersey, but it's become very populated over time. But there's certainly country land. But what do they call Florida? The Sunshine State, but actually Arizona has more sunshine. But I have the endless summer type of lifestyle. That's what I like my license plate. Antonio, connections, right place, right time. Getting some breaks is the key. That's true, but positioning yourself is even more the key. Because if you're not positioned right, and even if you get the breaks, if you don't show up, it doesn't matter. I have gotten people the same. I got certain opportunities when I was young. Then I wanted to pay that forward, and I got other people the same opportunity, and they didn't show up. They didn't follow through. So someone can hand you success. They can give you the opportunities. You can have the connections. I gave some of my connections to some of my friends. They didn't take advantage of it. So that's not a guarantee. You have to do the work. You can never escape work. There's no secret that says you're going to escape. You have to be willing to show up, and you have to be willing to stay out of trouble. What's the key to success? Stay out of trouble. That's a huge secret to success. Stay out of trouble. Avoid gossip. Avoid slander. Keep it moving in life. Like I say, just being a positive person overall. I mean, we all have our issues, but I mean, I think you get far in life, farther than most. Again, it's very hard to get to the elite, very, very successful, but I think you can do very well in life if you can just overall be positive and show up. I really do. But that's a huge part. Murdad, heart emoji. Hey, Murdad, good to see you. Big Bad Dawn. In my eyes, success equals happiness. Stay out of debt. Well, I hear that. I definitely think living below your means will give you a level of success. And I agree. I mean, I agree with that. I had to learn that lesson the hard way a little bit. And once you get caught in a rat race, no matter how much money you make, you can easily just keep turning the wheels to pump out more money, and you don't get ahead. You feel like, you're at a successful level when you feel like you're getting ahead. You feel like you're not successful when you don't feel like you're getting ahead. But here's the key. You have to look at getting ahead in life by getting closer to whatever it is that makes you happy. To your point, Big Bad Dawn. And you have to start asking yourself. Now, when you're young, you kind of don't know what makes you happy. What makes you happy is maybe chasing girls or chasing guys and doing this or getting a house. And so, success is a little bit of a moving target depending on the season of your life. But I definitely agree with your core points. King Genius, 2 grin emojis. Good to see you, brother. I was thinking about you recently. Hand wave emojis, palm trees, sunglasses, and King Genius in a house. We missed you, brother. We love to have you. Shout out to Polk County in Florida. Our brother King Genius. Good to see you, brother. Gleno. Greetings from Fort Worth, Texas. Shout out to Gleno, who's got a couple Shih Tzu dogs. Used to be a truck driver. I believe also used to be in the military. Now he just does his thing, and I'm glad to have him here. Positive brother, and I appreciate him. Mtoff, long-time viewer here from Florida. Mtoff, I know who you are, man. Good to have you, man. Good to have you, Mtoff. Joseph, hey, Sam. You the man. Well, I appreciate that. You're the man, too. You're the man, too. Success is definitely having good, healthy relationships. A relationship will destroy your life. I've often shared with it. Relationships are the number one cause of stress that keep people up at night. So having relationships that are reciprocal, equal, is huge. Air Mop. Sam is a genius. No, I'm not, but I appreciate the compliment. Thank you. Always on point. Thank you. Right on. 100%. Success is what you consider as much as you, finger point up. Definition of success. That's right. Differ from person to person. Air Mob, you get it. Thank you, brother, for your support on YouTube and on Instagram. My Instagram is the word inspire_38. Air Mob, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. I hope you're doing well. Whatever Air Mob, how do you define success for you? Let me ask you that. What would you like to do with your life, or what are you doing in your life that makes you happy? Maybe you're living your ideal success right now. Leno, the Texas flag can't be posted. It's strange. All other emojis work. Well, I'm sorry about that. There are certain times that if you leave a comment that has a curse word or maybe some type of an emoji, it's hidden. Let me see right now. I can't tell on my phone, but I have my laptop up. So, are there any hidden messages? Well, let's see. King Genius, you got flagged for a hidden message. It says, Sammy, you like Christmas music with the video chick out naughty. Oh, you said sexy. That's why they flagged it. Sexy Miss Santa Claus. Oh, and then you left the link. Maybe that's why it was flagged. But I see you out there, King Genius. Let's see if anyone else is flagged. Nah, just King Genius. Probably for leaving that link. We love you, King Genius. Queen, hello. Queen's got all the good emojis. Queen, how are you? Good, Queen. How are you? Gleno, I hate hiding cash in my wallet for myself. I love to go shopping. It's an addiction. Well, I can understand that. I know a couple people that have been addicted to shopping. There was a season of my life, I wouldn't say addicted to shopping, but I would shop and I would want something. I would want shirts in every color, sneakers in every color. And it can become like an addictive habit. And then you want to return everything, and it's a complete cycle. Part of success is, at least for me, is realizing you don't need as much as you think. But it took a while for that to burn off my soul. And I got to be fair that I got to experience certain things. So sometimes in life you have to experience it before you realize you're not missing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's all part of like the maturity process of life. But thank you for sharing that, Gleno. Apathy. Hey, Sam, your health is your wealth. Well, I definitely agree with that. Again, from somebody who's been 350 pounds, for somebody who's had a level of nerve damage at one point, and that it was a struggle. I just had shooting pain up and down my body. Again, there's people that had worse pain than me, so I don't want to try to, but I have experienced enough to say, Sam, I got to be thankful for my health. That, look, health is important. And as you get older, it's harder to maintain. Like I say, I was reflecting today. I was getting out of my car, and it was just a little bit of a struggle to get out of my car. And I said, man, as you get older, just getting out of your car is a struggle. And you got to remember, you know, your health is your wealth, and seize the moment, especially while you're young. Because the older you get, some things get a little bit more challenging. Yolanda, visualize your actual self just laying there watching free porn. No, she says, just laying there after fall. That ought to help you see what is happening to you and help you with what you can do next. Help yourself. Change my life. Well, Yolanda, thank you for sharing. And thank you for coming in the past couple nights, Yolanda. Thank you. That's a visualized technique. Okay, Gleno. Since the videos are blurry, maybe I'll have a few drinks. I will clear it up. Well, Gleno, I have a feeling even if this video was crystal clear, you were going to have a beer. So I'm not mad at you, brother. I got love for you. Yolanda, how have you been, Sam? I feel good. It's the middle of the, what is it, the middle of the week today? Is today Wednesday? I think today's Wednesday, right? Tomorrow's Thursday. So I'm kind of, as I make this live feed, depending on when you watch it, the live feed or the replay, we're getting close to like the Christmas holiday where, or whatever you celebrate, where we have off, where I have off a few days from work next week. So I'm looking forward to that. But also like the anticipation of that is like making the week go a little bit slower. But I would say overall it's a positive day. Still like a little bit cool in South Florida. It's like, what was they, 72 degrees Fahrenheit. I like the weather for sleeping at night, but I would like to be a little bit hotter during the day. But I guess I'm working, so I guess it don't matter. Free to be me, Sam, the man with the plan. Well, you definitely have to have a plan. You have to have some direction in life. There's a scripture that says people without a vision perish, basically. People without a plan perish. Nas had a song, didn't failed to plan. But also you can have your plans, but God determines your steps. There's a scripture that says that too. And you can have your plans, you can do everything right, and then all of a sudden you have a setback, and then it totally devastates you. Because here you are, you have this great plan, and you worked it to a T, and life happens, and life does happen. Life does happen, and you have a setback, and a setback can be devastating. I've experienced that. And like I said, you're going to be tempted to say, why even bother to get back up? Life ain't worth it. And I won't try to debate you. All I can tell you is this. If you stay down, this world will keep kicking you. So you know what? Make your life easier and just get up, put one foot in front of the other, make a little adjustment. You got to keep going. AAFF, what's up, man? I feel I'm successful. I'm not mad at that. Because they didn't have to pay rent. I'm not mad at that. Good job. I'm happy for you. You're defining success for yourself, and not paying rent makes you happy. I'm with you on that, and congratulations. I like it. Apathy. I know I've told you this, but I appreciate your candor and wisdom. Well, Apathy, your encouragement means something to me, and I appreciate you saying it again. Look, you know, I forgot who had the quote. I think it was a Mark Twain quote that says, I can go 3 weeks without food, but I can live on one compliment for 3 months. So a compliment matters. A word of encouragement, I appreciate it. It matters to me. Every compliment you get in life, you got to take and you got to store in your mind. Why? Because there's going to be enough people in life that steal your joy, that don't give you a compliment. You do a great job at work, or you do a great, you hold the door open and somebody doesn't say it, and then that can discourage you. So in your mind, you have to store up all the positive people like apathy. You have to store up their encouragement so that you can keep yourself encouraged. What's the secret of success? Keeping yourself encouraged. You cannot depend on your lover to encourage you, because believe me, you're going to have a long day and you're going to hope that your lover encourages you, and you're not going to get a text message. You're going to have a long day. You may even hope your dog encourages you. Then you're going to come home and there's going to be a big piece of dookie on your new carpet that you just bought. And is your dog going to encourage you? No, it's going to make you a little upset. You have to encourage yourself. David in the Bible taught us that, even though he was a little bit crazy, he taught us that. And when the world turned against him, he had to encourage himself. And the world turned against him for his own fault. He did his own dirt. But he still had to encourage himself. And that's what you should do. Good job. Thank you, Apathy. Dylan, hey, hope things are going well, brother. Thank you. I hope for you too. Life is frustrating. I agree with that. But it just takes strong willpower to get through everything. To some extent, you're right. To another extent, I do believe in the grace of God, that even when you're not strong enough, God carries you, the extra footprints in the sand. But I would say there's a level of success in the strong willpower. God has blessed me with a level of strong willpower. Some people have more, some people have less. So, but like you're just blessed if you have a level of determination that other people don't have. I do believe that certain people are born with a certain level of determination. Now, I believe that I refine my gift, I put in the work, and I try to keep my gift sharp, and that plays a part. But there's certain people that they weren't born with that, but they have more compassion, maybe they have more gift-taking things. And how did they flag? I'm a traveling van's got his profile back. How'd they flag him? They flagged him because he gave a dookie emoji? Now, I got to approve that comment. Show the dookie emojis. Good job. Checking in. Let's see who's next. Chad. Checking in from the disastrous Minnesota. Chad, I totally understand that, brother. What is the temperature right now in the disastrous cold frozen tundra of Minnesota? Right now it's 70 degrees Fahrenheit in Florida, here at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States of America. Queen, what did you do today? I worked. I woke up around 6 o'clock. Went to Starbucks, worked from pretty much 7 to 4. Then I had a salad from what's the name of the place? The Fresh Market, which is like a high-end, not a Whole Foods, but like a high-end Whole Foods store. They have a nice salad bar. And then I walked the beach for about 40 minutes. And then I had one more Starbucks, and then I went live. What'd you do today? James. Hey, James. Hello from MO. What's that, Missouri? Is that what MO stands for? James, welcome, brother. I'm a traveling van. Got his right tag name back. Howdy. I'm a traveling van. I'm always going to think of you as I'm a traveling van. That was your original tag name, how I met you. Good to see you, brother. Joseph. Hello, Sam. Hello to you. I'm from Toronto. A lot of Canadians down here in Florida. Love and respect to all my Canadian brothers and sisters. I heard a couple of older women who are from Canada today, Ontario, Canada, and they were speaking French. Because a lot of people, I don't know, I guess there's certain parts of Canada that are mainly French dialect. And he goes, Joseph is from Toronto, living in PA, that's Pennsylvania, and he owns 4 rental properties. He's the young Donald Trump. Would you consider me a success? Not necessarily. I know people that have multifamily properties, some of my family, and their life's a disaster. They're very unhappy. So no, I would not consider you a success because you're renting out 4 properties. And I don't like landlord business at all. But if you're passionate, here's the key. If you like owning rental properties and they produce a net income, and you're happy doing it, and you're living a full life, and you're living where you want to live, then I say you have to define success for yourself. See like how I started. I just started defining success for me. So that's my opinion, but like only you can say you're successful. But like in my opinion, like owning rental properties is not successful to me. What's successful to me is I want liquid assets. I want a certain amount of savings. I want to have basically no debt. And if I did do any type of risk things, I want it to be an in and out type of transaction. I don't like to hold. I don't like to have things that linger. For me, having a rental property is like adding to the agony of life. And it's a financial entanglement. in addition to an emotional entanglement. What do I mean by that? I posted on my Instagram today. Avoid financial and emotional entanglements. What's an entanglement? Something that is not easy to get out of. You can feel trapped. For me, owning property is an entanglement. For me, this is for me. I'm defining success for me. I want you to define it for you. And when you own a rental property, you're entangled financially in that property, and you're also entangled emotionally with your renters. So now you have a relationship that you're entangled with and a financial obligation. And for me, even if the property's paid off for you, still got property taxes, you still got maintenance. For me, that is not success. But that's for me. Step one to the secret of success is you have to define success for you. Because again, some people look at me and they say, Sam, you're living out of your car. That ain't success. And for them, it's not. But then I remember to myself, 80% of society is miserable. Most of society's popping pills to be happy. And most people are, 70% of society living paycheck to paycheck. And most people are not living where they want. Most people are unhappy with their family. So then I started to say, you know what? It doesn't matter what they think. It only matters what I think. And then that's how I get encouraged. And then he continues to say, it's a good comment. I don't think I am. Well, that's okay. That's you. I want love for you though. He says he lives in a 650 square foot apartment, move into a van soon. Well, I agree with that. Well, you should do what you want, but 650 square foot for one person is too much square footage. How much square footage should one person need max? The max one person needs is 250 square foot per person. So if you're married with a child, you should have a house that's under 1,000 square foot. You do not need a house bigger than 750 square feet. Two people, they don't need a condo that's bigger than 500 square feet. That's the equation. Now, I live in probably like 25 square feet here in my Jeep Renegade. But I enjoy it. Every night, whether I go to campground or truck stop, whatever, I snuggle up here. I don't have any entanglements to any neighbors, to any utility bills, to any property taxes. And I cuddle up and I watch my phone as my TV, and I sleep with no stress as far as with regards to entanglements. And for me, that's encouraging. Now, it's going to take time to learn where to park and to adapt to this lifestyle. It's adaptation. But that's my view, and that's a great comment. And thank you for adding to the channel, brother. Tara, hey, Tara. I took a team leader job at work. Good job. I'm very proud of you. I haven't missed a day. I like that. Show up. There you go. She hasn't missed a day with this company in 1 year. You're moving up. Since starting, this is okay for now. Saving more for freedom. Tara, I know you get it. I know you get it. In my opinion, Tara, forgive me. Your biggest problems in life are your setbacks. And I understand that. Because again, I've experienced them. So Tara, I already know, I saw it in you when I watched your videos. I know you're a leader. I know you have the right character, spirit, and I know you know how to structure. You know how to structure your health. You know how to structure business, and you know how to structure your mindset. What we all struggle with is you get setbacks. And when you get a setback, it's devastating. And I understand that. Many times when people go through recovery with an addiction, they say for many times, I've been sober for a year. I've been sober for 18 months. And many times within those 18 months, they actually have not been sober for 18 months consecutive every day, every minute. But they say that, but in their mind, they really get hurt every time they say that, because within those 18 months, there was a couple days that maybe they had a setback. What I'm here to tell you is we all have setbacks. What I'm here to tell you, Tara, is you keep going forward in life. And even if you have a severe setback, Tara, or anyone, you remember this. You're going to be tempted to stay down. But you remember, if you stay down, this world will keep kicking you. So you get up with no shame. You put one foot in front of the other with compassion, with humility. You put one foot in front of the other, and separation. What's the secret to success? Separation. Tara, get the hell out of that town. Tara, get the hell away from your friends. Separation is the secret to success. There's no way I would have moved forward in life if I didn't get away from certain environments. And I'm strong-willed. Tara, you got to get out of that town, in my opinion. Do what you want. You got to get away from certain friends. Even if they're not necessarily toxic, the environment matters. because setbacks will come regardless. But the odds are increased in the wrong environment. And like I started to articulate in the beginning of the feed, part of life and part of success is mitigating risk. It's a high risk to be in an environment that's unhealthy. You can do it for a while, but eventually not good. Tara, I believe in you. And I believe in everyone here that wants to go forward, no matter what your gift. And thank you for sharing, man. Tara and everyone here, you mean something to me. I'm a travel man. I got a lot done today. Well, here we go. More than I thought or expected. Guess I have superpowers I wasn't aware of. Well, this traveling, man, you already know you got superpowers, man. You're my guy, man. Love and respect, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you back with your tag name, brother. I love you, traveling, man. I appreciate you, man. Don't let anyone steal your joy, traveling, man. You know, who wants to steal your joy? Whoever doesn't have their own. I'm a traveling man. In my opinion, I want you to do whatever you want. Your ex-wife should not, or your ex-husband, whatever it is, they should not have your telephone number unless you want them to. The secret to success, a level of it is separation from what stole your joy. Separation is a part of success. It's a hard part because there's something inside the human being that wants to be attached. But it's a detached life. It's letting go constantly and not holding on too tight that is successful, in my opinion. And love and respect. Let me take a hydration break. This is getting good. You guys doing great tonight. Thank you very much for every comment. Roll down the windows. Got to get fresh air. Got to let that fresh air intake. Good job. Praise the Lord. Gleno, are you going to do a video on Christmas Eve? Yes. Last year, I think I did one on Christmas Eve from a parking lot in Wawa down in Florida by myself. So I plan to, God willing, I plan to go live every night on this channel like I have pretty much for a year. The only time I haven't done that is if I was in a spot where I couldn't get service, or there was a part last year when I was very sick in the winter living in New Jersey in my car. So other than that, I try to go live every night, and I enjoy it. It's one of my favorite parts of the day. I would love to do this full time. Valerie from Oregon. Hey, just joined. Well, Valerie, good to have you. And I read your comment on one of my other videos. So love and respect to the Northwest. Shout out to Oregon. I had a friend that moved over there last year. I've never been there. I've never been to the West. I've only traveled up and down the East Coast of America. That's what I prefer at this time. I love Florida, my favorite state. Valerie, do you love Oregon? I mean, you got Oregon in your tag name, so it sounds like you're passionate about that. I believe part of the secret of success is living where you want. At some point, for me, there was always a compass. There was always something pointing me down to Florida. The palm trees, the weather, everything. The culture, the mass land that I could travel without, New Jersey's too crowded. For me. Some people like Manhattan, some people like New Jersey, some people I don't. I liked it for a season just to experience it, but I gotta roam. Living where you want to live, there's a level of success to that. I'll never forget, I was watching an episode of The Kardashians, and at that time it was Bruce Jenner before he turned into Caitlyn Jenner. And he had said, and it always stood out in my mind, when I think it was Rob Kardashian was getting ready to buy his first condo. What he said to Rob is, he goes, one thing my father always told me is buy a house where you want to live, or structure your life to live where you want before you basically make any too much commitment. So if you know you want to live somewhere, but you're not living there now, don't make too many commitments there. So if you're living in New Jersey now, don't start making too many financial commitments in New Jersey, because you have to start planning to live somewhere else. And the more attachments you have to that area, the less you're willing to live where you want to live. And then you'll spend your whole life saying, I can't wait till I get down to Florida. And then you're going to be like many people I see down here. They get down to Florida when they're 65, 67, and they don't have the physical ability to enjoy Florida. Like I said, today, I'm 38. I'm in pretty much great shape by the grace of God and through hard work and through a plant-based diet. I went to get out of my car, and it was a little bit of a struggle. And I said, damn, I'm only 38. Can you imagine being 68 trying to get out of your car and go in the ocean? It doesn't happen. So I think part of success is living where you want and learning to do that before you get too old. I really do. My opinion. Good to see you, Valerie. Joe G. Hey, Joe. Hey, Sam. I know it's off topic. That's all right. You guys can ask me anything in the live chats, and I welcome you to do that. Joe G. Hey, Sam. I know it's off topic, but I'm thinking of a new Jeep Wrangler. Okay. Next, what do you think? Well, first things first, Joe, I want you to define success for you. So if you want a Jeep Renegade, you should get it for you because, again, I'm going to give you my opinion now, but I want to state that first. Now, my opinion is I don't like a Jeep Wrangler. Even though the Jeep Renegade has a similar body frame, I bought the Jeep, even though the Jeep Renegade has a similar body frame of the Wrangler, it's not a Wrangler. The Jeep Renegade was small, compact, efficient, cute, and a little bit technologied out. That's why I bought it. The Wrangler to me is too big, not gas efficient, and just not comfortable. It's a little bit too like big, but it's for like off-roading. You know, I like the way they look somewhat, but they're engineered for off-roading. Mainly. Now, there's people living a beach life with them. I love Jeeps. I've owned an Acura, an old Hoopty Vova, a Jaguar Range Rover, a Jeep Compass, and a Jeep Renegade. You know, I liked all my cars, but one of my favorite cars was a Jeep Compass, also a Jeep Renegade. What I'm here to tell you is probably the Wrangler's car seats are going to be uncomfortable, just like the Jeep Renegade car seats are, because it's a boxy automobile. So now, then the other question is, what are you buying it for? Are you buying it just for the look? Nothing wrong with that. Are you buying it to live out of? Are you buying it to off-road? If you love to off-road, then you should buy it. I mean, but even if you don't love to off-road, just like the way it looks, you should buy it. But it's just not my thing because it's not compact. It's not gas efficient. And I don't like, one of the selling points of the Jeep Wrangler is that you can take off the doors and the top, and it can pretty much be open air. Now, I like open air, but what I don't like about that is that's too much work. Because then you got to take off all those panels. And then if you're riding down in Florida and if you got to go to the store, I don't want to leave my car totally exposed, especially if I'm living in it. I got my stuff here. And if there's a rainstorm, I got to put all those compartments back on. And if I'm not living in Florida, if I'm living in Massachusetts or wherever, you can only use that feature a couple months out of the year. It's very inefficient. I have the double sunroof here in the Jeep Renegade. You know how many times I use this back sunroof? Not too often. Why? Because it's only manual. The front sunroof is automatic. I have this open every day. The back one, I have to take an Allen key. I have to pop it just like you'd have to pop the doors off a Wrangler. I got to put it in the back. Then I got to put it back up. Too much work. I don't even wear underwear. I don't want work. I do not want entanglement. Jeep Wrangler, too much entanglement. That's my opinion, though. That's how I view success. It always comes down, how do you view success? Good job. Gilbert, Queens in the house. Love, respect. Gilbert, Sammy, hope you're good today. Yes. I hope your day was great. Thank you. I hope your day was great also. Finally, I got a little rest. Well, Gilbert, I'm glad you got rest. Rest is important, but don't take naps during the day. Why? Because naps during the day mess up your sleep cycle, and then you're going to be up all night, and then you're going to sleep late during the day, and it's a cycle. But once in a while, you need thy rest, and so good job, brother. Gleno, Valerie, what part of Oregon do you live? I have family in Portland. Shout out to Portland. Trailblazers. Valerie from Oregon says, Gleno, I live 20 minutes from Portland. Valerie. What's the temperature in Portland? Area. Mine, yours says, I love Fresh Market. Okay, yep. Their Alpine sourdough bread is awesome. Yes, the Fresh Market is like a supermarket, like a Publix, but a little bit higher end, more like a Whole Foods. And it's got a lot of fresh, I'm not really into organic, but I just like fresh fruits and vegetables. There's a great salad bar there. Woohoo! What's up, brother? Our brother from Michigan who drove his car to San Diego, but then had to get his ass back to Michigan because his business was falling apart because he wanted to pay his workers $10 an hour and not be around them and think like they were going to do hard work. They were over there watching free porn while Yoo-Hoo was over there in San Diego trying to pick up some MILFs. And what happened? His business almost fell apart. He had to come back to Michigan. Let's see what's going on with his life now. Woo-Hoo says, happy holidays, Sam. Happy holidays to you. 12 more days to the new year. Yep, almost 2019. What you doing on New Year's? Same thing I do every night, broadcasting live on YouTube, and then I'll probably be asleep by 10, 11 o'clock. I will not be staying up to watch the ball drop. I had those years. I don't drink. I don't party. I've partied plenty of times in my life, just I don't enjoy it anymore. So I call my mother, God willing, she's still alive, I'm still alive, And I'll go live on YouTube. I'll be sharing with you guys, talking about wearing no underwear, living in my car. I don't know what the topic will be that night. Probably Christmas Eve special, New Year's Eve special. And that's it. It's just another day. Every day for me is New Year's. Every day is my birthday. Every day is Christmas. Why? Because every day I seize the moment. What's the secret of success? What's the secret of success? Seize the moment every day. If you go into Starbucks and there is no line, but you have to go to the bathroom, get your coffee first. Why? Because when you come out of the bathroom, it's guaranteed there's going to be a line there. What's the lesson? Seize the moment. When you have an opportunity, don't put it off. Think that when you come out of the bathroom, that opportunity will be there. That's not the case. That's a parable, guys. That's a parable, meaning that's a lesson within a story. If you see an opening, if you see an opportunity, many times you got to seize that. Because just a matter of a couple minutes going in the bathroom, you come out, there's 5 people on a line in Starbucks, and here you are, you're irate because you missed your moment. And you're thinking like you don't even want to be in this world anymore. You can go from having a great day to saying, look, I don't even want to live in this world anymore just because you came out of the bathroom and there's 5 people in front of you at Starbucks. And 2 of them want to buy gift cards. Total disaster. All right, praise the Lord. Good job. Gleno, today was cold and rainy, 58 degrees. Texas a little cool. I'm not mad at that, but I am mad at that because I like it a little bit hotter. Chad, 36 degrees in Minnesota, total disaster. Not even winter yet. Where I am is mild considering, but still a disaster. Yep. I hope it gets better for you though, brother. Love to you, man. Gleno, Valerie gives you a thumbs up, Valerie. Valerie, I'm happy with less stuff. Valerie, me and you on the same page. AJ, that's our brother from Miami. Let's see what AJ got to say. I would rather be healthy and poor over wealthy and sick. AJ, and we on the same page, brother. Like cancer or something else debilitating. AJ, that's why I like you too. You got your priorities straight and me and you vibe. We've always had good energy, AJ, and I appreciate you. AJ likes watching my old videos. Like, you like a certain artist, like you like Nas, but like you only like Illmatic. So like AJ likes to watch my old videos of me living in my car when I first started my channel. That's what inspires him. Like the new videos, he still likes me, but he really likes my old stuff. But I can't make another Illmatic. Like I may make a Stillmatic, but I'm always going to evolve. I'm always going to be different. So like a lot of times people want to make videos like I used to make, but I'm every year I'm growing. I'm different. But I got love for you, brother. Good to see you. Mine yours says. He means it's not very liquid investment. Yes, mine yours, you get it. Valerie, where are you from, Gleno? He's from Fort Worth, Texas, but I don't know originally. Are you from originally there? 2 Froze on the go. Hey, Sam. Hey, and 2 Froze on the go. I want to apologize to you. I was watching one of my live replays from a couple of nights ago, and I think you left a comment and I didn't read it. So I just want to acknowledge that, and I want to say I love you, and I appreciate you leaving comments. Good to see you. I'm a traveling man. Says it's going to be rain, rain, rain. More rain. Really? Next couple of days here. Dudlin, I don't know where that's at. Florida? I never even heard of that. And Tara, if you're still in here, I was racking my brain all day. I even Googled it. Like her and also Big Bad Dawn. You guys say you're from KY, Florida? Now, I thought you were from Okeechobee, Florida, or that area. But I was looking at, is there a Kentucky, Florida? What's KY, Florida mean? I don't know what that means. Yolanda, I love the challenge of living in less than 600 square feet. Oh, yeah. You don't need the 650 square feet. You don't need that. Yolanda, all you need, one person, all I need is 250 square feet. That's it. Max. For 2 people, 500. That's it. Gleno. All right, let me wipe my head. No, it's my fault. Didn't have my... All right. Gleno says, I'm from Idaho. Okay. But now live in Fort Worth, Texas. Okay, I didn't know that. What made you move to Texas? Valerie, nice Gleno, mine yours. They make beautiful tiny homes for around 200 square feet. Yes, they do. Now, what do I not like about tiny homes? You're not liquid. You're fixed. So I like mobility. But if I eventually do, and I probably will one time, I don't want to be indoors though. If I get a home base, it's going to be probably an RV lot still. But even they got some cute small mobile homes. So I don't know, maybe. But that's a good point. Mine yours. Yolanda. Okay, 250. I'm so serious. Yolanda, I'm so serious. You're going to be surprised. You're going to be totally happy. Totally. Free to be me. You are a good life coach. Well, free to be me. I appreciate you, brother. And that compliment means something to me. So thank you, brother. Joseph. Yolanda, I live in 650 square feet apartment, but I rent out the other 4. Oh, what a disaster. 2,000 square feet, but I'm not mad at you, James, and I'm happy for you if that's success for you. Good to see you. Joseph, I prefer my smaller apartment. Me too. I love small spaces. They inspire me. But I was deceived by buying into the society mindset that success equals more square footage. And I bought a bigger condo than I needed. But I should have stuck with my instinct of I like small, cute, tiny spaces that are less to take care of. That inspires me. But for society, it's like more square footage, more success. But it's the opposite for me. Good job. Gotta define your own success, guys. 2 froze on the go. Just finished the second interview for an analyst position. Looks promising. So here's hoping. Yes, and here's praying. Prayer emoji to you. Most hiring is done in the first quarter of the new year. So I would think you're going to get it probably, God willing, that offer January or February and probably start in March. That's what I think. How long does it take the job from the first interview to the time you actually start? 4 to 6 months on average. The second interview, if you get a second interview, that means you're definitely one of the finalists. Hold on one second. Always prune your garden and eliminate the negative. What I can tell you is, I'm going to pray for you 2 froze on the go. And I pray you get that analyst position, analyzing data. And that's what basically we're at in society. Collecting data and analyzing it. Okay. I do believe in universal basic income. I do believe we're going to get it in 2020. Andrew Yang is running on $1,000 for each American citizen. You get that in addition to your job. So if you're going to make $2,000 a month, you're going to make that as an analyst, and you're going to get $1,000 basic income. I like that. Good job. Joseph, thinking of downsizing to a van. A Zion SRT. I don't know that specific one, but just remember this when you go mobile. Whether you buy RV, van, or car, you have to figure out parking. So take a look in your state as far as what camping places you're going to camp at. Like in New Jersey, you cannot camp all year round. The campgrounds close in November and they don't open up again until April. And there's not a lot of campgrounds in New Jersey because it's not like down in Florida, it's RV capital of the world. There's RVs everywhere all year round. Now more in the winter because we got a lot of people from all over the world, especially Canada. But what I can tell you is you have to have some idea, some plan of how you're going to park and where you're going to park. Whether you got somebody's property, whether you're going to do Walmarts, whether you're going to do restaurants, trucks, and you got to switch it up every so often. Got to. Keep it moving, guys. John says, hey, Sam, I lost my $60K a year job. I'm sorry to hear that. I've been there. In 2017 to downsizing. Yep, that's where we're at. That's why we need a universal basic income. And he's down to $20K a year. I'm thankful at least you have a job. You have income. You always need income. And I've been struggling since to find a job and now at the bottom. Well, John, thank you for your honesty, brother. And again, $12 an hour and a month. It was $12 an hour and a month behind on rent. I'm sorry to hear that. It feels like you're drowning. I've been there. And threat of eviction coming any weekday. It's 57 degrees in my apartment. All electric. I'm doing. Ever take to survive now? Well, John, I don't know your age and where you live. But you may be in a scenario where you may end up living in your car, maybe not by choice, but by force. And you can do it if you want to do it. And so start to think about what you want to do. Now, the good news is, John, here's where the positive is. You have a job. And there's plenty of people that would like a $12 an hour job. Now, I know from going from 70K to making that I know that's a setback. Like I said, part of success, part of life sucks. And I've been through it, is setbacks. You want to kill yourself. I hate to say that, but that's how you feel in your mind. What I can tell you is it's okay to have a setback. And I am thankful and I'm proud of you for having a job. At least you have income coming in. You have some ability. So whether it's to get a cheaper apartment, a smaller one, if you can, whether it's maybe to go. Now, I was thinking about a short-term hotel stay, but a lot of the hotels and motels that are short-term stay, they're a disaster. You're better off living in your car because they're all ridden with drugs and crime. You're better off living in your car, in my opinion. But that's me. And again, I want you to define success for yourself. But I think there's a lot of value in your comment and what you just shared. And I think a lot of people would do well to observe what you just said. Thank you, brother. Mine, yours. I have all but begged my 22-year-old son to move to another city. Sometimes your hometown can be toxic. Totally agree with that. to you, just like Sam said. Yep, to Tara. Yep. Good luck, Tara. Heart emoji to Tara. Heart emoji to mine, yours. Your environment matters, guy. I've been there. Your friends matter. Doesn't matter if you have a friend that helped you out a lot, but if your friend is still struggling, whether it's with a drug addiction or whether it's with a bad relationship or whether it's with just not being productive. I had friends that just weren't productive. You have to separate yourself. There's a scripture that says, be careful when you are encouraging someone out of sin that you yourself don't get caught up in sin. Now, I don't want to get religious, but the principle of that is be careful who you're around and what you're trying to do in helping them, because you can easily get sucked into their toxic environment. Get the hell out of there. When in doubt, get the hell out of there. That's my opinion. That's my experience. Good job. Yolanda, Joseph, too much space to even think about. Too much space gives me anxiety. I don't like it. I like small, cute, compact, and efficient. 2 froze on a grow. Separation is part of success. Words to live by, and then 3 smileys. Good job. Thank you, two froze on a go. Mine, yours. I've lived in every state, Sam. That's interesting. Florida is the best for my lifestyle. Me too. Look, when I lost 200 pounds and when I started to get my life together as far as my health, I discovered healing in walking outside, specifically in warm weather where I can breathe air without having to wear a ski mask, when I can only have to wear shorts and a tank top most of the year, all of the year really in Florida. It's endless summer. Even in a cold front down here for the past week has been 75 degrees Fahrenheit during the day and maybe 55 at night. That's magical. And I like it hot. I like to sweat in the summer. I like to get out there and get all the juices flowing. That's what I like. I feel alive. That's my environment. Now, some people like the Alps, the ski mountains. I don't like that. Knowing your environment and where you want to live is the key to success. And believe me, there's different parts of Florida. You know, some parts of Florida, total disaster, in my opinion. Just like any part, just like some parts of New Jersey, total disaster. So you have to, there's some people that live in Florida, they don't really see palm trees. They don't see the ocean. They live inland. All they see is trap houses, meth addicted people, poor neighborhoods. Just like there's some people in New Jersey, all they see is the concrete jungle. What you see matters. Where you put yourself matters. Without making a judgment on that. But you gotta, come on, man. You gotta put yourself in a good position. You're not working hard, showing up every day consistent to your job for a year, to live somewhere that doesn't inspire you. I was even living in a great community in a nice town in New Jersey, but I wasn't inspired. I had to get the hell out of there. There was no necessarily drug addicts or anything around, but I was uninspired. It could be a safe neighborhood with a good community, with a nice school system, but if you are not inspired, you are in the wrong environment. Get the hell out of there. That's a secret to success. Never forget it. Joseph, 33 years, a landlord. Now I think passive income can be good. Where else can you collect income while on the toilet? I'm not mad at that. My cousin owns 30 properties. He is a happy dude. I'm an empty nester. Look, if it works for you, I want you to define success. I'm not mad at anyone. I'm only saying from my opinion, which I think you asked, what do I think of it? And what I told you, what I think of owning property and renting it is it's a lot of work and it's a disaster for me, but not for other people. Some people are successful doing it. Not for me, though. It's too much of a headache. It's too much of an entanglement, and it doesn't inspire me. But again, some people, Florida doesn't inspire them. Some people, IT doesn't inspire them. Some people, they like mountains. Some people, they like owning property. I know plenty of people. They're very passionate about real estate. And so again, the first thing I mentioned in this live for you when I said, what is the secret to success? The first thing is you have to define it for you. But if someone else asks you, what do you think? This is what I think. I think it's a disaster. Good job, Gilbert. I agree. Separation from negative people and situations is necessary to success. Then build and surround yourself with other positive people. Totally agree with that. Staying focused on our goals and steadily moving forward. All caps. Gilbert, 2 thumbs up. Good job, brother. Joe Boss. Sam, going to see Night of Lights in St. Augustine. Great area. They say the display of Xmas lights is the best in the USA. And driving, yes, and driving Highway A1A, my favorite highway in Florida, from Daytona to St. Augustine. Keep going, brother. It goes all the way to South Florida. My favorite road. Yep, me too. You're going to see a lot of magical houses. I'm going to do a couple videos on them over the holiday weekend. Good job, Yolanda. If I can get my hands on a Wrangler, it'll be all over with. I'm not mad at that. She likes Wranglers. Good job. Valerie, Yolanda, entangle me. Disaster. I'm not mad at you. Macaulay. Hey, Macaulay. Hey, guys. What's up? Good to see you again. T. Anna Marie. I've encouraged my children to live as simply as possible. Good job. After graduating college. Good job. Well, the first entanglement in life right now in today's society is college loan debt. Less is more. Yep. The average college loan debt, I think, right now is between $25,000 to $30,000. That means, let's say you get out of college at 25 years old, you got $25,000 in debt. You're going to have a car loan. That means you're going to probably get another $25,000. Before you know it, by the time you're 30, you got $50,000 in debt. You don't own any property, you don't own anything. You're going to have a kid, most people by 30. And then that's how most people, that's why society lives, 70% of society lives paycheck to paycheck. They have good jobs. They live paycheck to paycheck. You got it from the very early. Now you need education, you need certain degrees, certain certification, but you should start working and you should, yes, live life as simply as possible. Look at somebody driving around a golf cart. See, that's what you see in Florida. Somebody just drove around me in a golf cart in a regular street. World's crazy. And she says, less is more. However, they have to live and learn just like we did. Yes, I had to live and learn my lesson. It wasn't my parents' fault. I made certain decisions. I got myself into certain positions. I had to take ownership. And I got bailed out a little bit. I got some debt forgiven. And so you're totally right. Macaulay, that's what I want to know. What are you doing for Christmas? I'll be broadcasting live from my car like I do every night, probably at a Wawa, because that's the only thing open on Christmas Eve. I'm a traveling man. You can choose it as a crutch or choose it as something to overcome. Only one of these two choices requires moving forward. Traveling van breaking down the science. Joseph, Sam, you the man, you too. But I have to disagree with you on being a landlord. Well, you asked my opinion. Don't forget that, but let's hear what you got to say. It all depends on how you manage the real estate and screen your tenants. I'm a realtor, so I've done it. Not many vacancies. I'm not mad at you. I encourage you. I can tell you're passionate about it. I'm not passionate about it. So we're both right because we're both defining our own success. I love you and I appreciate you. Macaulay, you better preach. Well, praise the Lord. I don't know what I was saying. Thank you. This is my kind of church. Laughing. Good job. I'm a traveling van. Sam done took us to church. Amen. Dad, I was in the moment. Thank you. Joseph. What does that mean? Calabrari here? Is that a place? Calabrari? I don't know where that is, Joseph. John, FYI, I'm from New York. Okay. It's 28 degrees. Oh, total disaster. Yeah, I think you told me that, right? Upstate New York? Total disaster. Joseph. But I'm a Canadian from Toronto. Love and respect, Joseph. A lot of people I know from Canada. I also have a viewer from Canada called Trend News. That's his tag name. He also owns property. He owns a couple in Fort Lauderdale. He's the landlord. There must be something about like people living in Canada. They like the real estate business. I'm not mad at that. Two frozen to go. It's all good. You needed to pee. Handle your business. Laugh my ass off. Oh, yeah, you remember. Thank you for remembering. Yeah, I did a live feed. I think it was on Sunday. It was popping. There's a lot of people, and I had to pee, and I didn't get to all the comments, and Frozen to Goes was one I didn't read. Thank you for understanding Frozen to Go. Yolanda, you know all I really want is my backpack, fruit, vegetables, and good walking shoes, and cash moolah. I'm not mad at that. Good job. Valerie, do you like small, tiny women too? I'm just joking, Sam. No, it's okay. I don't want you asking. I like to talk about that a little bit. My variety is very mixed. That's why I like non-entanglement, no commitment. Like every night I have a different woman on the internet. Sometimes it's MILF porn. Sometimes it's, PYTs, pretty young things. Sometimes it's skinny girls. Sometimes it's thick girls. Sometimes, it's different. It could be all different. I like different. But I'm not committed. Like, tonight's Pakistani girl, tomorrow's Asian girl, Friday's a redhead girl. It could be anything. You know what I mean? And so for me, I like that. So see, that's the problem. Like I'm a buffet guy. I'm a guy that I don't want to make commitment. That's why I like the buffet because I get to choose. Now I don't like the buffet as far as like with food because that's how I became 350 pounds. It's too much. But I like the buffet as far as there's no commitment. I pay one fee. I eat as much as I want. I watch free porn. I can watch any girl I want. I love women. I respect women. I had some great women friends and still do. But what I'm trying to tell you is I don't want to commit. I don't want emotional entanglement. Total disaster. But thank you for asking. Good job. Joseph, Sam, trade in your simplicity SRT van, only $65,000. Well, I looked at RVs. I mean, the only reason I even think about them is because I would like to take my mom down to Florida at least for a little while. But they don't inspire me, and it's too much entanglement. I don't want hookups. I don't want to worry about where I'm parking. And it's not stealth. It's not as far as like small, cute, and efficient. And that's what I like. Like, in one sense, it would be like the crossroads I was at when I was 22 and I moved out. I was going to buy a small, little, cute condo, but I went a little bit bigger just because that's how, like, it was like, well, that's successful. So, like, a lot of people look at the nomad life and they say, yeah, it's cool that you're living out of your car, but really to do your lifestyle the best, you should buy an RV. And so, like, and sometimes I think about that, but that's not really what I want to do. And so if I buy it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to resent my mom. I'm going to resent that car as soon as something goes wrong because I don't really want it. And that's how you get trapped in letting someone else define your success. Now, I know you're not trying to do it, but I'm like that. When I do the play out in my mind, now as a mature person living through some setbacks and some mistakes of my own, I try to play out this scenario like, Sam, if I do this, is this really what I want? And right now, like, I even played out in my mind if I bought an RV, like the first thing I said, like that I would say on the video is, guys, I just bought an RV. I really didn't want to buy the RV, but I bought it because I want to take my mom down here. Or I bought it. And it's like the first sentence tells you exactly, I really didn't want to do it. And so I'm not saying I'll never do it. I may do it tomorrow. I always want to leave my mind free. I want to be at the buffet with no commitment. But I'm conscious that I don't want to start making decisions based on like what may be success, but it's not really what I want to do. And that's how you start living a whole life that really you didn't start to define for yourself. Joseph saying, oh, I read that. The Sean Murphy Journal. Hey, brother. Hard to live in a car in Toronto, winter. Well, I hear you, but to be honest with you, last year in New Jersey, for about 3 weeks, it was negative below zero at night. So I don't know how much colder it can get. Now, I know Toronto's a little bit colder and longer of the year, so that's fair. There may be some areas where it wouldn't be worth it. But I think Bob Wells, who started this journey, like as far as digital nomads, as far as like on YouTube, he was from Alaska, and I think he did it a couple years in his van. It can be done. You'd have to make certain accommodations, but it could be done. AI Gaming, also from Canada. Love and respect to our fellow brothers and sisters in Canada. AI, hey Sam, hello to you. Yolanda, setbacks are setbacks or comebacks. Heart emoji, thank you. Every time I've had a setback, well, not every time. There's been some times, especially like when I thought I was past having setbacks. I had a setback and it was totally devastating because I thought I was past this point. That's what's really hurtful. When you, of course, you have setbacks along your journey of success, but then you get to a certain level of success or progress, and you think you're past certain setbacks. And then you have a certain setback and it's like, oh my God, I thought I would never have to go through this again. And then you're like, why should I even get up? Because it's like, I just climbed this big mountain only to get fallen back to the bottom. I don't want to climb it again. And the only answer I have for you is if you stay down, this world will keep kicking you. So get up, put one foot in front of the other, one day at a time. Make the most of each day. That's all you can do. Joseph, I would be parked at California View lot in Toronto all day. I'm not mad at that. The Sean Murphy Journal says, now in Vancouver, Canada, you could live in your car. Well, that's good to know. I didn't know that. So I love playing hockey in the summer to keep in shape. I'm not mad at that. I hear safe neighborhoods can be depressing. Whatever works for you. I've been in safe neighborhoods and bad neighborhoods. And let me tell you something. When I'm in a bad neighborhood at this point in my life, I get the hell out of there. Why? Because I spent enough time in bad neighborhoods that, like, you know, I get the hell out of there. I know what it leads to. Doesn't mean the people there are bad, but it means for me, I'd rather be around better neighborhoods, period. For me, that's how I like to move, Joseph. I played hockey in Toronto for 20 years. Hockey town. Every day, Dover Court, park outdoors. Check in blur of Dauphin area. I'm not mad at that. Shout to Dauphin area. Sounds French. James. Oh, did I skip some? Oh, no, that was the Dauphin. And James says, hey, Sam, greeting from Texas. Good to see you. Sean says, yep. James, Sam. I had a feeling you were on tonight. I'm on every night. Usually I go live on YouTube. I usually start between 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States of America. And he goes, James, I had a feeling you were on tonight. Watching from car right now, sharing that bond. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate everyone who watches. It means something to me. I appreciate everyone who takes the effort to click the thumbs up on the video and share the video. Thank you. Appreciate it. Brazilian, Portuguese. What can I use as a mailing address if I'm living in my car? I think you've asked this question before, and I think I've said the same thing, that all you have to do is YouTube, Google it. You can either get a mailing address if you're going to be a full-time RVer, if you're going to be staying at someone's house, using as a home base. It all depends what you're going to do. It all depends what state you're going to live in, because every state has different laws. And then, like in Florida, there's even a way you can get a driver's license if you're homeless, from my understanding. I'm not a lawyer, but there's a box that you can check to say you're homeless. So you have to do the research. I think I've shared this before. I think I've answered this question a couple of times. And that's the answer. Good job. Sean Murphy. Sad thing is some people are waiting for well-to-do parents to pass. Oh, a lot of people are waiting for their parents to pass. I mean, it is what it is. It's just sad. You're right, though. Good comment. Joseph, parking next to you in Florida, Sam, in my Zion. You can use my toilet and kitchen. Joseph, thank you, but no thank you. Why? Not because I don't appreciate that offer, but because I like to spend the majority of my time by myself. I have friends I grew up with that I've been through a lot of stuff with that are in Florida now, and I don't see them. It's not because I don't love them. It's because I'm a type of species. I'm a tiger that likes to spend most of his time by himself. And that's why I appreciate the offer, but I love you. Sound John from New Jersey. Hello, Sam. Hope you're doing well. Doing great, living free. You're on it, Sam. Sailing John. Love to see you. Appreciate you. Love and respect, man. I've seen a couple people on their boats today, man. There's some people living full-time on their boat, definitely. A lot of communities, though, that have docks that you can buy down here in Florida, they have it in their bylaws that technically you can't live on your boat. So you got to be careful. Tiana Marie. I agree that age catches up with you quickly. I had to laugh at myself when I couldn't spring up easily off the floor. Yep. Mid-40s, yep, is much different than mid-20s. Totally agree. The average lifespan is 78 years old. When you hit 38 years old, you are halfway through your life. And once you get past 38 years old, you start to deteriorate. After 40, science proves it, your body starts to break down because you start to get closer to death in this world. That's how it is. I'm a traveling man, says at Brazilian Portuguese. You can ask the post office to use a street address of the post office and a box number, he says. They have this option, but you must start to sign up for the P.O. box. Mine, yours says, people can be a burden for sure. Yep, not interested. Totally agree. Presents for Xmas, I don't want them. Gifts feel like a burden to me. Yep, I hear that. Like I'm obligated, I hate that word obligated, to hold on to this item for the rest of my life. Horrible, yep. I totally agree. Me and you on the same page on that. Joseph, I love Florida in the winter only. I like it in the summer too, hot. My brother lived in Tampa for 10 years. I did not like the humidity. It's very humid. So if you don't like that, you're doing the right thing. I prefer Toronto summers instead. I'm not mad at that. Like my guy Milano said, who lives down in Miami, Sam, it's actually good that it gets real hot in the summer because it keeps the state not as crowded. And that's true. And it's a good thing we all like a little bit of different things because that's what makes the world go round. Like if everyone loved Florida and if everyone liked it hot, it would be too crowded. So it's a good thing. It's a blessing that everyone likes different things. James, Sam, I know exactly what you mean when you say bad neighborhoods. Bad neighborhoods, yeah. I mean, if you've ever grew up and if you ever spent time in a bad neighborhood, you know exactly what I mean. I mean, it is what it is. Joseph, Calabrese is Italian. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm 100% Italian, but I don't speak Italian. The Sean Murphy Journal. Atlanta is nice in the summer. I'm not mad at that, but there's no ocean. I got to be by the ocean. Joseph, cash is king. I hear you. I like liquid assets. Joseph, bricks is cash. No, it's not. Bricks is a hard asset. On average, it takes at least 3 to 6 months to buy or sell a property in a good market. In a bad market, in a recession, it'll take much longer. But I'm not saying it's a bad decision. I've probably lost more money in stocks than you've ever lost in real estate. So I'm not going to sit here on my high horse and start to tell you what success is. I'm just sharing my opinion, but I'm respecting your opinion. And I'm saying, do you? But I want to keep all my stuff liquid. James, Sam, the idea of dying has recently been hitting me. Okay. And I look for little reasons to stay alive. Well, James, I totally understand. And I'm just going to say I understand. I'm not going to try to say anything else because I feel it would be disingenuous. I fully understand what you mean. I pray for you to be as encouraged as possible, but I totally get what you're saying. Love and respect. The Sean Murphy Journal. There are 70-year-old guys running marathons. That's amazing. Yeah, that's the exception, not the rule. There's Elon Musk. There's people who have businesses and become millionaires. But the average, most businesses fail. So most people who are 70 years old are not running marathons. That's the exception, not the rule. That's like saying Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. He became the best. He went to the NBA and became an all-star. Most people who are cut from their high school basketball team will not go to the NBA. Most 70-year-old guys will not be running a marathon. Most 70-year-old guys can barely get out of their car. That's the reality of life. Good job. Eater 2260. Cash may be king. I agree. But there's only one king. That is King Diamond. I'm not mad at that. Out of love and respect. God bless, man. Joseph, cash is freedom. Well, financial freedom is true. Sean Murphy, gold is king. We got some people who like to buy gold. I'm not mad at you. Whatever makes you happy. Joseph, Sammy the man. A 20-foot van is like a big SUV. Yeah, too big for me. If I get a van, it's going to be a Ford Transit Connect, a small one, very small. Until I get old, how do I see my life playing out? Now, this is subject to change tomorrow. But right now, at this moment, I'm going to have this Jeep Renegade, God willing, for another 5 years. Then 5 or 7 years from now, I'm going to buy Toyota Prius. Then 7 years after that or so, I'm going to buy a Ford Transit Connect, small one. And then maybe I'll buy like an RV or like something. I'll settle down. Now, that may all change tomorrow. But right now, off the top of my head, that's what I think. James, thanks. Prayer emoji. Sam, you're awesome. Brother, excuse me. You're awesome too. And the love is reciprocated. That's success. Good job. I knew somebody was going to represent the Lord. Charlie Van says, Christ is king. I'm not mad at that. And shout out to all my viewers who don't believe in religion or have a different religion or different faith, I should say. I believe in Jesus. I believe in God. But I have plenty of friends that are atheists or plenty of friends that are different religions or faiths, whatever you want to call them. And so everyone should do them. But I knew somebody was going to throw that in there. And I'm not mad at that. Love to you, Traveling Man. Praise thy Lord. Or like Trump would say, 2 Corinthians chapter 2. Good job. Yolanda, love and respect. Good night. Good night to you, heart emoji. Sean Murphy. King Diamond is heavy metal band, I believe. Okay, I didn't know that. Big Hal, what's up, brother? Hey, Sam. Thank you for the Instagram likes too, brother. Hey, Sam. Stayed in an apartment that was $250 a week. Whew, in a rough neighborhood. Total disaster. That's $1,000 a month. And I was out there within a month. Scary. Yeah, get the hell out of there. No reason to stay in a bad neighborhood. Get out of there. I agree. Brazilian. Sam, is living in your car easier way to save money? It can be, but saving money can actually be a bad thing. Why? There is a scripture that says hoarding cash can harm the saver because more can be put in risky investments and all lost. And in the beginning, that's what I did. Like I went too risky with my money because I was like, I'm going to save all this money and I lost some. So that's a negative. But it can be, but you have to be mindful of you don't let money burn a hole in your wallet. Okay. If you are going to take risk, you have to mitigate your risk and you always have to make sure that you're net saving, hopefully. But again, is there one exact answer? No. It's whatever works for you and whatever you want to do with your life. That's defining success. If you want to take all your money and put it on the roulette table, that's up to you. I'm not judging anyone. If you want to take all your money and go make it rain in a strip club, that's on you. I'm not here to dictate success, but I'm sharing with you what I would say to that. Brazilian, what is your best food to eat? At this point, I eat a plant-based diet. I eat the same thing every day. Once in a while, when I have a treat, 10% of the time, I eat shrimp or salmon. If it's well prepared, not sauteed in a lot of butter, that's what I like as a treat. A little seasoned shrimp with a little bit maybe brown rice and beans. That's what I like. Sean Murphy Journal. Do you watch movies on your laptop? Not anymore. What I watch is YouTube documentaries or interviews. What I watched today, I watched a girl. I had to turn it off because it was too negative. There was a girl in Toronto, a Vietnamese girl that hired hitmen to real life to kill her parents. And I was watching like that story. Then I watched a couple Malcolm X interviews. Then I watched a couple Nomad channels. Then I watched Joe Rogan. Then I watched, which I didn't like some of the things he was saying today. Then I watched a couple of Larry King interviews. So I watch interviews of people, documentaries, or Nomad stuff once in a while, but just like a couple minutes here, a couple minutes there. Not much, because most of my time is either, if it's a work day, most of the time is work, and then most of the rest of the time is outside, and then I have my own YouTube channel. And so, like, just a little bit of it, that's kind of what I did. Brazilian, what do you do when you're bored, especially on your days off? I go for a walk. I travel up and down the coast. I listen to my music, mainly Sade and other stuff like that. And that keeps me busy. And doing a YouTube channel also keeps me busy, and it gives me a little bit extra way to earn extra income on the side, multiple revenue. I would love to be able to do full time. Like some people would love to have multiple properties and do that full time. I would love to be able to do YouTube full time. That's why I do it. Part of the reason why I do it, I also like to do it. It shows I'm passionate about it. It's not a job to me. It's my passion. So doing videos, walking, traveling, exploring, listening to music. Once in a while, I call a friend. That keeps my days pretty productive and positive. Waking up early, going to the gym. When I wake up on a Saturday, I still wake up by 7. I have breakfast and I go to the gym and I groom myself. I cut my nails. I mean, that takes 2-3 hours to wake up, to go get breakfast, to go to the gym, to shower, to cut my fingernails. Like, I don't understand how people are bored. You know, a lot of people that are bored, I've been there. What they're doing is they're waking up late. They got dookie stained underwears. They're not really showering or shaving. They're not doing laundry. They're not getting outside. They're daydreaming all day. And then they say, well, I'm bored. And I've been there. But what I'm trying to tell you is you wake up early. Part of success is every day, on average, you should wake up by 7 a.m. You should have breakfast. That's very healthy for you. And you should automatically then go to the gym, even if it's for a light workout. And you should walk. You should listen to music. You should do your laundry. You should stay productive. That's how you get successful. Good job. Joseph, P.O. Box, and have a friend for your mail. Okay. Sean Murphy. Elvis is the king. I wasn't really a big Elvis fan, but that's before my time. But love and respect to whatever you like. Sean, I downloaded $110 worth of his music. I'm not mad at you. At Google Play. If that's what makes you happy, thumbs up. Brazilian, what's the best time to go to the gym to shower? I think I answered this question as well, but I'll answer it one more time. After 8 p.m. and before 5 a.m. because that's least crowded. Joseph, Sammy, you look like my Canadian cousin. Same hair and tattoos and personality. Well, I may have a Canadian twin. Love and respect to all the Canadians out there. Sean, I eat Pop-Tarts music for breakfast. I'm not mad at you. Mine yours. 3 hours, Sam, laughing. Yep, it does. That's truth. The U.S. Navy taught me how to get in and out of the rain locker in 10 minutes. It's all about efficiency. Well, yeah, that's true. But most of the people I know that have been to the military, they have poor mental health, poor physical health, and their routine is shit once they get out of the military. That's the truth. Believe me, I know a lot of people that went to the military. And what I can tell you is I'm more disciplined in my daily routine than they are. A lot of people I know that went to the military, the only reason they stayed in was because of the signing bonus. And the only reason they went was because they had nothing else going on. That's the truth. And so what I've learned is you have to discipline yourself. And it takes time to self-care. The military is not teaching self-care. The military is teaching structure, but it's teaching you to follow the routine they want you to. It's a job. You know, self-care is taking care of your mind, body, and soul. The military is not there to take care of your mind, body, and soul. They're there to prepare you to have a routine mind, because most people that join the military do not have a routine-oriented mind, and they need a lot of structure because they can't structure their own lives. Now, there's some exceptions, but this is what I've learned on average. And so they're trying to instill the structure. But that's good, but you can't, once you get away from that, you have to learn to structure your own day. You have to focus on self-care. And self-care takes hours. That's why most people who say, I can't believe it takes that long, they got poor mental health, poor physical health. And I'm not saying you do, but I'm passionate about this. And so this is what I've learned in life. Brazilian, Sam, are you tired? Well, I'm just about to be, yeah, because I go to bed by 10, 11 o'clock at night. Why? Because I get 6 to 8 hours of sleep per day. I know people living in their house, they don't get 6 to 8 hours of sleep per night. I do. I live in my car. So I manage my time. So I wake up by 7. It takes 3 hours on the weekend to shave and do all that stuff. And by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, I'm asleep every night. Why? Because that's what is good self-care for me. In your sleep, your cells repair themselves. Your brain flushes out toxins. Sleep deprivation, depriving someone of sleep, is a military tactic of torture because it can totally destroy your mental and physical health, mainly mental. In the military, they shouldn't, but they're, I'm not going to say that. What I can tell you is you got to get the right amount of sleep. Okay. Very important for your health. Sean, these guys that are bricklayers are in rough shape when they retire. Well, look, I work construction, and I know a lot of people that retired out of construction. Construction beats your body up. That's just part for the course. But I know people that I helped get a job after I got out of construction into the corporate world, and then I got them in a corporate job, and they did their own work too, but they hated the corporate world. They wanted to go back onto the construction site. So not everything is for everyone. I'm a traveling man. Good night, Sam, and everyone. Good night to you, Valerie. You remind me of myself with all your energy, and you are definitely more entertaining than most other YouTubers. Well, thank you for the compliment. I sleep 9 hours a day. That's too much. Now, 9 hours on a borderline, no more than 8, because that's the opposite. If you sleep too much, you're going to be too tired. 6 to 8 hours is the range. Now, 9 is just there. Too much than that, if you sleep too long, not good. Be careful, but good job. Thank you. Mind yours. I had to go for the college money. Yep, I know many people. I graduated with no debt, but I'm not mad at that. That's the good part about it. Well, if you had in-shower workout, prepare food, coffee, etc., I guess in about 2 hours. I'm not mad at you. Mind yours. Love and respect. Very proud of you. Brazilian, how do you sleep comfy when is the best place to rest? Where? Put both back seats down, your front passenger seat down. You put a camping mat, a mattress topper, 2 quilts. I put my head back there, my feet through here. You could be up to 6'5", 6'7", and you could fully lay down here. That's how I do it. Everyone's got their own way. John, I wish I could get 8 hours of sleep. Only get 4. Well, I guarantee you, if you wake up by 7, and if you don't take any naps, and if you don't drink alcohol at night, and if you masturbate once at night, you're gonna sleep like a baby. Now that's the truth. Good job. Chad, Sam, watches females killers. Well, I'm interested in the psychic mind, in the mind, and how fragile the mind is, and how people are very deceptive. This girl, it took her in the police interrogation, it took them about 2.5 hours to crack her because she had a defense and she was defending like I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything. And after 2.5 hours, she just gave in. And that's part of like sleep deprivation. Eventually, if you go through enough agony, you'll break down. Now, where did she fail? She didn't follow the example that Donald Trump sent. You don't go to visit the cops. You automatically lawyer up. Just like Trump does. You lawyer up, you say it's a witch hunt, and you refuse to speak to the police if you really did it. Now, I don't believe you should do any crime, but Trump's teaching you something. Learn your lesson. Good job. Chad, she was in school lying to her parents, wasn't she? I didn't watch the whole thing because I watch too much of that stuff, it's too negative, and that soaks in my spirit. I don't want negativity in my spirit. So I watch just enough to learn something, and then I get the hell out of there. Okay? So you have to be careful. Like, I know plenty of people that all they used to watch, like girls, they used to watch like rape movies, and they used to be always scared and always on edge. I know a guy that all he used to watch was horror movies, and he was always depressed. Like, I don't watch too much of that stuff because it's not healthy for your mind. But I watch enough to understand different perspectives and to see the game of life and how the mind is, but not enough to go like, too much into it. Then after that, like I said, I go watch a Disney thing. You know what I mean? So I was like, I try to be well balanced. I watch a variety of things. John laughing, Chad laughing good. Joseph, my property was voted by Money Magazine best 100 communities in America. I'm not mad at that. Great schools, big commercial building, great tenants since 1986. You're happy. I need to help my daughter with an apartment. Joseph, I'm not mad at you, brother, because it sounds like to me you're successful in your way and you're happy. And I'm happy. I want your daughter to do well. I want you to be able to help her. And brother, I love you. Brazilian, Sam, do you have any tips on how to make my beard fuller because it's patchy? I've just had about 3 months. No, there was one time where I colored my beard. It looked like a disaster. Not everyone has good facial hair. But the bottom line is, no, I really don't have any tips. But I understand what you're saying. Chat, female killers is an excessively negative channel. I totally agree with that. Watch with discretion. Well, I just spoke on that. I don't think you should watch anything with too much negativity for too long. It's very easy to get sucked into that dark hole, and the next thing you know, you're watching Alex Jones all day long, and everything's a conspiracy theory. Did that drone just come by me and sprinkle angel dust? I mean, it gets crazy. You gotta be very careful. Joseph, every morning I wake up to U2. It's a Beautiful Day song. I'm not mad at that. All right, guys and girls and robots. I did the best I could. And I appreciate you coming in the channel and leaving a comment. I appreciate everyone who takes the effort to give the video a thumbs up and share the video. I pray you have a peaceful night. You do the best with your life. And John says, I appreciate your wise words. Well, I appreciate your wise comments from earlier in the stream. Thank you. To my current financial situation, stay healthy and have a good night. Same to you. I want everyone to live the best life possible for them. And I want you to define success on your own terms. And as long as what you're doing is not hurting anyone, then go in peace. Isaiah, peace be with you also, brother. God bless.